guys, today's session is going to be most interesting session for me and you too, because I worked hard for this session as I promised myself to implement new strategies, and I did. That's why this session is going to be most interesting for me and for you too. And um, in the previous session, I chose a small and easy story with ChatGPT, and it was easy task for me. But for today's session, I choose a difficult and long story. That's why this session is going to be more interesting for me and for you too. And now let's talk about why I choose storytelling. Let's talk about the advantage of storytelling. So the number one advantage is this is something which help you to understand sentence structure. And when I was reading the chapter, I got to know that all the sentence has written in past indefinite sentence. And advantage number two is storytelling always help you to find new words, and it also help you to understand the meaning of the word without knowing the meaning of the word. It's very helpful. And advantage number three is it helps you to write well and make you correct with grammar as well. And last advantage, the more you repeat the sentences, the more you will understand and speak better too. From my personal experiences, it helped me a lot. So without wasting time, let's get started. Good evening.
Good evening. How can I assist you tonight?
Hey, I am a English learner, and today I came here to practice English with you.
That's great. I'm here to help. What aspect of English would you like to practice or discuss today?
Actually, I prepared a English story. It's a long story, so I would like to tell you paragraph by paragraph, and you will have to listen the complete story. And at last, when I complete my story, you will have to give me the marks out of 10.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. I'm ready to listen to your story.
Okay. So I'm going to start my story. Little bit nervous because it's a long story and a little bit difficult for me, but I totally understood all the sentence structure. It is in past indefinite, so I'm going to start.
Don't worry. Take your time and feel comfortable. I'm here to listen. Whenever you're ready, you can begin your story.
Okay. Okay, I'm beginning my story. I begin my story. Okay, so once there was a little bird and her two newborn babies lived in a jungle. They had a nest on tall shady tree. The mother bird always took care of her newborn babies day and night. It is one paragraph.
That's a good start. Your description sets a nice scene in the jungle.
Okay.
Keep going with your story when you're ready.
Okay. Once there was a big storm in a jungle. There was thunder, lightning, and rain. The strong wind blew down many trees, and strong wind blew down that tree in which they had the nest. Unfortunately, a big branch hit the nest and killed the mother. Fortunately, the baby birds Fortunately for the baby birds, the strong wind blew them away from the another side of the jungle. One baby bird landed near the cave of the robbers, and another one came near the rishis ashram. This is second paragraph.
That's an intriguing twist in your story, with the storm affecting the fate of the birds differently. It's interesting how one ended up near robbers and the other near a sage's ashram. I'm curious to hear what happens next.
Okay.
Please continue.
Day passed and baby birds became big birds. Once there was the king of the jungle king of the country came to the jungle to hunt. Suddenly he saw a deer. He ran after it. It ran deep into the forest. And after that, the king lost his way. He didn't know where he was. This is my third paragraph.
This is getting more interesting with the king entering the story and losing his way in the jungle. Your storytelling is engaging. What happens next in the tale?
Okay. He rode for a long till he reached another side of the forest. Very tired by now, he got off his horse and sat under a tree. Suddenly he heard a strange noise. Suddenly he heard a strange noise. Someone was saying, hurry up, there is someone. Take his jewels and horse too, or else he will slip away. The king was amazed. He saw up and looked a big brown bird sitting on a tree. And he also heard some faint noises issuing from the cave. Suddenly he understood and he got on his horse and ran and rode away as fast as he could. This is my fourth paragraph.
That's a dramatic moment with the king encountering the bird near the robber's cave. The way you're building suspense is really good. What happens after the king rides away?
Okay. Soon he reached the clearing. It was looked like a ashram. It was Rishi's ashram. So he got off his horse and tied the horse knot to the tree. And then suddenly he heard a gentle voice announce, "Welcome to the ashram, sir. Um, Rishi will be back soon. Um, there is some cold water uh, in the hut. Please make yourself comfortable. The Rishi will be back soon." The king was amazed when he heard this gentle voice, and he looked up. There was the same bird sitting on the branch. The king said himself, "It's look like the another bird he saw outside the robber's cave." And then that big brown bird said, "Yes, you are right, sir. He is my brother. He doesn't talk to me. He has friendship with the robbers. He doesn't come to me." And just then Rishi entered in the ashram. This is my fifth paragraph.
Your story is unfolding beautifully, showing the contrast between the two birds and their different environments. It's interesting how their lives diverged so much. I'm eager to hear what happens next, especially with the introduction of the Rishi. Please continue.
Then Rishi said, "Welcome to the ashram, sir. Please come inside and have some water. You look tired. First rest for a while and then you can share my food." And then the king told the whole story of these two big brown birds and how they behave so differently, though they look so alike. Then Rishi said, "This jungle is full of surprises." And he smiled and said again, "After all, one is known by the company one he keeps." And he also informed him that big brown bird lived always with the robber. He always heard the robbers talking, and he imitates them. He always heard about the robbing people, and this one always heard what he listened. That's why he always welcomed to the people in the ashram like me. And then the Rishi said to the king, "Come inside. I'll tell you more about the all surprises of the jungle and these two birds."
What a fascinating conclusion, highlighting how the birds' behaviors were influenced by their surroundings. The Rishi's insights add a wise touch to the story. It's a thoughtful ending. Do you have more to add, or is this the conclusion of your story?
No, actually, this is last. I prepared only this.
You've done a really good job with your story. The narrative was clear and engaging, with a meaningful message about the impact of environment and company. For your storytelling skills, I give you an 8 out of 10. Keep practicing, and you'll continue to improve. Is
Okay.
there anything else you'd like to discuss,
Yes.
or any other aspect of English you want to practice?
I would like to know my mistakes.
You're welcome. If you have more stories in the future, or anything else you want to discuss, feel free to share. I'm here to help.
I'm saying that you gave me 8 marks. So I would like to know my mistake in the storytelling.
Of course, let's talk about that. Your storytelling was really good, especially the way you built the narrative and created an engaging plot. Here are a few pointers for improvement. 1. Sentence structure. While your sentences conveyed the story well, sometimes they were a bit long or complex. Shorter, simpler sentences can make the story flow more smoothly. 2. Consistency in tenses. You mentioned using the past indefinite tense. It's important to maintain consistent tense use throughout the story unless there's a specific reason to change. 3. Pronunciation and clarity. As you continue to practice English, focusing on clear pronunciation will help in making the story more impactful.
Okay, I totally understood and agree with all your points. I'll practice more.
That's the spirit. Practice is key to improvement. Your dedication and willingness to learn are admirable. Keep up the great work, and remember, I'm here whenever you need assistance or want to practice more. Happy storytelling!
Thank you.
You're very welcome. If you ever have more stories to share or questions, feel free to reach out. Enjoy your journey in learning and storytelling.
I'm still nervous to tell you any kind of a story because it is, or any kind of a story can would be long. So this is a difficult part for a English learner like me because I'm not too perfect. That's why it is difficult for me. And but I'll practice more. I'll work hard as I did this. Maybe in future I'll definitely improve. And I would like to end this session with a casual question. Can you ask me a question so that I can tell you and speak a little bit more?
Of course, I understand that telling a long story can be challenging, but you're doing great. Practice will definitely help. For a casual question, how about this? What's your favorite way to relax and unwind after a busy day? It's always interesting to hear how different people choose to relax.
Okay, so the relaxation session can be for me to talk with my to talk with a person who is close to me, and watching reels on Instagram, watching SRK movies, and especially when I get too tired, I would like to sleep.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load.
Okay.
Please try again later.
Okay. So you guys, I think, watch the complete session now. And I have also completed my session with Chatgpt. There is no issue. There is some timing that only for these minutes we can use Chatgpt with this option. And first, now come to the conclusion that storytelling was challenging for me. And when I was beginning the story, I was nervous. When I started, I was still nervous. And when I was coming to the end of the story, when the Rishi was saying to the king that welcome, that was little bit difficult for me because when I was practicing, when I was reading that story, I was confusing. And we always should choose that story which is giving you the clear message. Okay, so when I was reading this story, the start and the beginning part was so clear, but when I came to the at last, it was like little bit confusion for me. I don't know if you guys can understand this story easily, but for explaining someone for the storytelling, the end part was difficult for me. It was literally challenging when I was speaking when I was telling this story. You guys can understand that I was making the sentence, and I was little bit fumbling, I was little bit losing my confidence, and the pronunciation was going little bit worse, not worse, I think bad, I can say. It was not that worse, that I can judge myself so bad. It was good session because as I can understand that it was challenging. So 8 out of 10 is good for me. And this is also for today. And I have already told you guys that the all advantage of the chat, all like storytelling. And in the next session, I have choose some word, and I have already written all the meanings of the words. So in next session, we will practice with ChatGPT some vocab with meaning, and I'm giving myself a task that I have completed, I think 20 and 25 words something in last two sessions. So without revising those sentences, without checking a little, without checking a meaning, and without practicing the sentence, how to make the sentence, I will give the task to the chat GPT that listen my words, and I'll tell the meaning and frame the sentence on the moment. And I promise myself and with you guys that I'm not going to revise those 2025 words. I'll just tell, I'm giving a challenge to me that I have to do this, and I want to know that I forget or not. I'm constantly using one word that is making me happy, that is implement. I think you guys also noticed if you watched my previous video that that word I'm constantly using. And I'm going with flow with those words, like accomplish, admire, and provide. This is also still I know, but a little bit difficult to use in my conversation, but will work hard and will fluent soon in English language. And this is all today. And if you guys get any kind of information, any kind of confidence with this video, so just like, share, and subscribe my channel. For the next session, goodbye.